Let's talk about, because I've mentioned this before, and it's so funny to this day, no one knew that this was me. And
Yeah.
I think you know what I'm going to refer to. I don't remember the story about how this came about. All I remember is going to your apartment or your studio or whatever it was, and we were at 3 in the morning doing, and we had a show the next day. Why did Paul make me do this?
It was my idea, to be
It was
honest. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Franny, nobody gives you the credit for completely transforming when you would go through that curtain. As far as actors go, you were one of the best ones in the company because
oh.
the person backstage I liked. The person out that went through the curtain, I wanted to hit with rocks. And everything about you, including the tone of your voice, changed when you were in the ring, when you were on the microphone. And with enough little digital manipulation, I knew that we could get away with it, where it would be like an in-house thing, like we knew, but the fans didn't know.
Right.
And at some point, because of the whole Rick Rude angle, I figured it's another arsenal for something Paul could use, where Shane finds out that Francine sang on Rick Rude's music, and how can
And
you
we
do
never
that?
did that.
No,
That's something we never did, but no one knew that was me.
not a clue. And what I loved about it was, okay, because of the time constraints, we had Elks Lodge on a Friday. My writing partner, Roderick Cohn, came to the show. We all went back to Rod's studio, which was in a terrible part of the Lower East Side.
See, I don't remember much of this.
Well, do you remember this? When we pulled up and there was a bunch of women, and you said, "Why are they out there?" And I said, "Oh, because they're crack whores."
Were they hookers?
Yeah.
Why are these women out here at 4 in the morning? I don't know.
They're crack whores. You might play one on TV, but they play one in real life.
My memory is shit, honestly. Like, I think because of like the concussions that I've had, and then I blame it on pregnancy too, because they say when you get pregnant you forget. I don't remember. I have forgotten more than I remember, unfortunately. And that makes me super sad, because people will trigger my memory. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I'll go, oh yeah, that's right, and then I'll remember. The night that I was with you, all I remember is just, it was super duper late, and we were jotting things down like on a piece of paper or something, and I remember singing into a micro, if you call it sing, it wasn't even singing, but
Did a great. I wrote the lyrics as we were there.
yeah.
I had the lyrics in my head. I just didn't have them on paper. I'm not a good pen and paper thing. When it comes to music, I keep everything in my head. I've got 30 songs here right now, but none of them are on paper.
But I was writing it down because I wanted to I didn't want to mess up.
I think I wrote it down and you couldn't read my writing.
So I rewrote it down.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm singing this song. I don't even know why. Don't know what happened. I just was told, go with Harry. At this point, I knew you long enough that I trusted you. I'm like, okay. And I do remember the next morning, you dropping me off at Dreamer's house. And then I drove with him to Philly.
Yes.
I remember that.
You stayed at my house, separate bedrooms, separate rooms.
Yes. You were a complete gentleman, I must say.
Thank you.
Yes. No funny business. But then it was super early, and I remember I had to go, and I went to Dreamers, and then we all went to the arena.
I don't know if it was the arena the next day.
I think it was Philly.
Okay, then I must have shown up afterwards.
Maybe. I think it was Philly. I could be wrong, because I just said my memory's crap, but I just remember going to his house for whatever reason, and then getting in the car and taking the trip.
Yeah.
But I was never told, why am I doing this? Like, I never had, there was no concept behind it. It's just like, you're going to sing Rick's song. And I was like, oh. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, when it comes on, is everybody going to like point? No one even knew, like, I don't even know if they were listening to this song, but years later, when I tell people, they'll Google it or they'll pull it up on YouTube and they'll be like, that was you. And I'm like,
yeah. That we did it on the air. I had no clue. I never even thought twice about it. And then when we listened to it and I really was like listening, I was like, oh yeah, that's you.
That was me.
Well, that was something I had to fight. Honestly, I had to fight Paul on it. He's like, no, you can use, there's other singers. I'm like, no, no, no. You know,
There's
you,
others, but who would do it for free, Paul? I
well,
didn't get paid for that special track that I recorded.
well, like I said, I saw it like, if people found out it's something that they could use in the angle.
Right, and we never did any of that stuff.
Because nobody ever figured it out.
No, I know.
Was that
Nobody.
good?
They're just like, oh, cool. But
You
I
know,
thought
and
it was fun because that was something like that. Um, Rob Van Dam's video where I had to dance around that was so terrible. Paul said he wouldn't air it, but he said my piece was the saving grace, but he still wouldn't air it.
have you ever seen that video?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It was terrible. It really
but
was.
that's what they told us to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I never thought I would be like a video vixen dancing around and they're like lip sync and I don't even know the song. Like, what is the song? You know? But that and like singing, it kind of got me out of my element and let me like now honestly, like I never wanted to be like a singer after I did that. But I said to myself, this was something I probably would never ever get a chance in my life to do. And it was something fun. You
Yeah.
know, and we made it fun, even though I was exhausted. I just remember you and I staring at each other and laughing, and because we were at the point of like, it was super duper late. I knew I had to get up early, and I knew I had to be somewhere else, and I was just like, "Oh my god, what am
Yeah.
I doing?" You know. But it's something I'm happy that I did. You
Yeah.
know,
So am I.
it got me to bond with you more because I only knew you as Harry, Paul's friend at the, at the
Yeah.
shows, and I
Well,
got
not
to
that
hang out with you.
not that many people knew I was doing the music either.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't put myself over in the back and, have a t-shirt that says I'm the rock star or anything
No,
like
you were
that.
very quiet.
I saw the production being more important. The stuff I would do at the live events and behind the scenes as being far more important than the music, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
Because it could have been any other song playing, but who's going to sneak Sid into the building? Who's going to get this done? Who's going to distribute 1,000 heads in 5 minutes?
Yes.
That was, in my opinion, far more important and more noteworthy than recording and writing the music. I also found it really cool that they ended up using that same music, the same song remixed for you later on, if you remember.
I think I think they did it without the vocals, right? Yeah.
Originally, Paul wanted me to do that, take the words out, remix it, change it a little to use for Tammy.
Okay.
But the writing was on the wall where she was headed.
Got it.
And never ended up being used for her. It ended up being used for you.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, that makes sense, I guess.
It worked.
Mhm.
I thought it was ironic, but hey, people dug it. They used it on the live events when you would come out by yourself.
Right.
They were using the remix of Simply Ravishing. I forget what we renamed. I think we called it TNA 99 or something.
I
like
don't
that.
know what we call it.
It's a great name.
I have no idea. I remember the Simply Ravishing part.
Yeah.
Oh God, how funny.
Yeah.
That's bringing me back. That's hilarious. I'm trying to think. Like,
Wait, did you hear his Simply Ravishing music from WCW? Did they play that for you at all, Harry?
No.
Because it's weird. It sounds in the same vein, but it's a completely different song. That's like it's lyrical. It's
Because we all ripped off the David Rose song, The Stripper.
yeah, it's funny because when we listened to it on the air again, I hadn't heard it, in ages. And I sat there, I was like, Ravishing Rick Rude's got pretty damn good music out there in the universe.
oh my God.
It was
I was
like,
trying to be breathy.
yeah, no, we did. If I remember correctly, we did different takes of different voicings.
Probably.
One was more of a nasty voice, but then we went with the breathy Marilyn Monroe kind of thing, which is what we ended up using.
Okay. Hilarious. I don't know. I just found it like, okay, I could say I recorded a song,
Yeah.
you know, that no one knows it's me, but that's
At,
okay.
at 3 a.m. in a studio surrounded by crack whores.
There you go.
You should
know,
have
I
the
felt
crack
right.
whores on backup.
Yeah, they should have been in the background
Doing the doobie
singing.
doos.
Oh no, them.
That's
No.
hilarious. Hey there, it is the Queen of Extreme, Francine from ECW. Do you want to see more of me? Click over here to watch another video, or click over here to listen to my podcast. And as always, thank you for your support.